So much as we want that electricity must be generated
Yes. Once
for
again,
all and
welcome
sundry,
back
all at
to
one
this
go,
broadcast.
it is just
If you are joining us
practically,
on JCTV Africa, thank you so
engineering-wise,
much for joining
not
me
possible.
as we talk
And it
about
is
the
for
issues
this
that are
reason
happening
that
in
government
and around
wants to
Africa and
shed
in
light
Zimbabwe.
through this whole
If you are new on this
process
channel, you know
on
what to
the
do. Please hit the subscribe
impracticality
button, the bell
of doing
notification,
all that. And
and
yet, the more practical
you
way
can
is
also
to
be
do
part
it,
of this
to
family.
do
If you
your
want to
load
advertise your
shedding in
products,
sequence,
this channel has
where
got
you are
over
able to
17,000
shed load
subscribers,
for a
which has
number
got
of
a reach
areas.
at the current moment of
Ideally,
over
I would personally want
100,000
all those
people a
hospitals,
month.
schools to be
So,
exempt.
which means that if
But
you
from an
advertise with
engineering
us,
point of
you
view,
can have
I am
access to
told
over
that it is
100,000
practically
customers. So,
impossible
get
to
in
do.
touch with me on the numbers that are appearing on the screen. Let's get the business rolling. Let me just subscribe if you've got your business that you want to advertise to people that watch our channel. We've got people that watch our channel from the UK, people that watch our channel from South Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique. The stats are not lying. I'll post the stats very soon. I think when I do another broadcast, I'll show you the potential customers that you can reach when you come to our platform. So the numbers are on the screen. Please get in touch. Let's assist one another. If you can hear me loud and clear, please just say okay. If you can hear me loud and clear, just send me a just say hi on the chat, on the live chat. I would love to hear from you. And today we are looking at the issue of electricity and the issue of the rand falling, and how does that have a domino effect to us in Zimbabwe. This is the clip that I picked up on Newsroom Africa. This is the clip that is on Newsroom Africa. So let's just play the clip here. All right.
If we ever wanted that there should be no load shedding, the grid would collapse, because a number of units, for reasons that we have dealt with, are not at the time available. And as we speak now, the availability factor for electricity has gone down below 50%. So much as we want that electricity must be generated for all and sundry, all at one go, it is just practically, engineering-wise, not possible. And it is for this reason that government wants to shed light through this whole process on the impracticality of doing all that. And yet, the more practical way is to do your load shedding in sequence, where you are able to shed load for a number of areas. Ideally, I would personally want all those hospitals, schools to be exempt. But from an engineering point of view, I am told that it is practically impossible to do. If we ever wanted that there should be no load shedding, the grid would collapse, because a number of units, for reasons that we have dealt with, are not at the time available. And as we speak now, the availability factor for electricity has gone down below 50%. So much as we want that electricity must be generated for all and sundry, all at one go, it is just practically, engineering-wise, not possible. And it is for this reason that government wants to shed light through this whole process on the impracticality of doing all that. And yet, the more practical way is to do your load shedding in sequence, where you are able to shed load for a number of areas. Ideally, I would personally want all those hospitals, schools to be exempt. But from an engineering point of view, I am told that it is practically impossible to do. If we ever wanted that there should be no load shedding, the grid would collapse, because a number of units.
So this is President Cyril Ramaphosa telling us about the problem of load shedding, and it is a problem that we also have in Zimbabwe, whereby electricity leaves. I mean, we get switched off at around 4 a.m. and we spend the whole day without electricity. Sometimes we get it like maybe for 3 hours, and then we get electricity back in the night. Maybe on Sundays, that's when we get electricity. It's a very tough situation, really, for us Zimbabweans that are trying to make a living and all of that. Most of us are relying on generator and solar and everything. Very, very unfortunate. But the also unfortunate thing that is happening is you can see the slide that is flying before me, the slides that are there. This is what on talking to, saying about the impact of what South Africa has, the impact of the load shedding here, because remember, Zimbabwe buys electricity from South Africa, but also Zimbabwe buys most of her stuff from South Africa. And right now you can see from the slide that is on the screen, the South African rand has dropped to 19 rand 36 to the dollar. It was on 18 yesterday, but because of the utterances that were done by the US ambassador to South Africa about the ship that has got that was loaded with weapons to Russia, there is that speculation, and the ambassador said in his words that I bet with my own life that there is weapons that were loaded that are headed to Russia. And you can see with the graph that the rand has fallen. Where it was yesterday, it just took a sharp nosedive. And the former Minister of Finance, Mr. Tito Mboweni, was saying that you can't just make these utterances that will affect other people's economy. Every country has its own sovereignty. That is Tito Mboweni there on the screen saying that it affects other people's sovereignty. So the other slide that is coming, I think after this one, the other slide that is coming, as I was saying, that what is happening in South Africa affects Zimbabwe. This is a bottle of Nivea, and I've seen in many people's timelines, they are talking about how mafuta kutakwira and all of that. This type of lotion is coming from South Africa, and there are some posts that I also have got roll-on Nivea, roll-on and other stuff that are coming from South Africa. So which means that if the South African rand has fallen, here is the domino effect. It's going to affect the fuel price. The fuel price, which means that and because the fuel price is always determined by the strength of the rand. So the fuel price is going to go up. The prices of those products is also going to go up. In Zimbabwe, it has already gone up. So which means that you are likely to pay more than what you are paying now, what you are complaining now. And you can see on the Twitter hashtags in South Africa, you can see that the rand is being spoken about in the US and the BRICS and all of that. So it is a problem, people. What is happening in South Africa is definitely affecting us in Zimbabwe, and it is also to do with the inability for African countries to unite and form a currency. That's the reason why maybe Muammar Gaddafi was killed, so that they are not going to be moved by these utterances by big superpowers. You remember what happened to the Russian ruble when they announced that they were now invading Ukraine. The Russian ruble kind of like collapsed and everything, but because of their strength in the superpower, the ruble started, to gain momentum. But with us right now, the South African rand, I don't think there is hope that it is going to gain some ground. It might continue with where it is right now, but it's all because our African leaders are not willing to form a pact that is going to challenge the superpowers when they make these utterances. You saw how many African countries, African leaders who went to the inauguration of King Charles. That's how our leaders do not have the political will to stand up for themselves and form a pact and say, we are Africa, we are not going to be bullied by the superpowers. But anyway, guys, tell me what you think about this whole thing. What is our solution? I know this one is not going to be a solution that is going to be solved by elections, but this is a solution that needs, excuse me, African leaders to stand up for themselves and challenge the superpowers and probably form a currency. I'm hearing that they are trying to form currency that is BRICS. That is a BRICS currency that is backed by, I think it has got Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa. I don't know how that is going to go through, but will that assist Africa? I think we need our own currency as Africa, probably that we use to sell our resources. That is what is going to make us to be respected at the world stage. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Tell me what you think about this whole thing in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. From me, JC, I'll see you on the next video when we do another analysis.